There we have it, the cheap Chinese radiator fan combo. It's a good fit. It's just dangling there at the moment. I have to make up some brackets. The lower pipe isn't pointing the wrong direction. The top one's almost perfect. See the outlet. It's going to line up not quite nicely. Cutting up some steel to make a radiator shroud. Now this is why you test everything before you weld it all up properly, because I just realised the springs are going to hit it. They said it's a weird right angle going that way, but that is completely the wrong direction. So I've got enough material there to make a extension pipe. That should be perfect. The scary thing is I have to do some TIG welding. So I'm going to cut the dash out to try and fit that in there. It's already been butchered by someone else, so I'm not too concerned if I make a mistake. But see how we go. So that clipped off. Look at that. How accurate you have to be to prevent blow through. Now we're talking. A couple of little minor imperfections there, but I can handle staring at that on my holidays. Oh, I used BHT. The spray of these is just so nice. It's just like out of a gun. They really know what they're doing. So highly recommend it. Playing around with the transmission position. Built this very rudimentary frame. So I made a just a quick rough frame, hollowed it out, and put it full scale. Just fits on an A4, and I'm going to cut it out with the holes and see if it matches up. So this arrived. Let's see if it fits, huh? Putting some lube on it. It's a miserable day out there. Very wet. Anyway, shaft arrived. Just a finger tight fit. Center bearing in place, and the second part of the drive shaft just all looks to be okay. It's happening. Turbo dump pipe. Yes, I'm going turbo. A couple of reasons. A couple of very cheap items appeared. A whole turbo exhaust system for $50 in great condition. Just sort of laying it out. It's going to fit nicely. I might have to chop those a bit shorter and add a little bit on the end so it pops out the rear. Plus I have got a, whoa, Jesus, I almost fell to the floor. Injection rail. It was 200, not cheap, but anyway, so I've got the fuel section sorted. I will just get stock. I always wanted the cross the top intake, and I think that would be quite low and fit nicely in there. There's something goes down that way. I'll have to work that out. And my radiator's out for welding because I failed. Yeah, so anyway. So, the story is green tops are turboed because of their valves, not because of their compression ratio, which is completely wrong for it. I'm not doing anything stupid like putting 21 psi through it, so apparently you can avoid detonation with the tune, so that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise I will get a BF motor and put pistons in it and do that another time. But for now I'm just going to do a mild turbocharging. Probably the most sought after piece and most expensive turbo manifold. And you'll see online people charge $1,200 to have them custom made. I got this stock one for $400. Still, that's expensive. No one seems to be making an aftermarket one. Seems to be a market there. I'm not sure if the turbo is going to fit that way though. There's not a lot of room between the flange and the chassis. I have ordered a cheap copy turbo, not a Garrett, can't afford that. So I'll see if it fits in the down position. You can flip the manifold, so the turbo could go up here. It might collide with this. So that's the next step, is to see which way the turbo is going to seat. I hope it goes down so I don't have to modify the dump pipe connection. That would be awesome. Fingers crossed. Of course, all my beautiful work putting in the gas tanks is now pointless, and they get in the way of the exhaust anyway, so they got to come out, and I'll probably put the petrol tank where it was before, in that big gap there. There's a petrol tank there which I need to clean up, and put a pump in it. Remove the old heater. I really discovered it's not the original anyway. That's a custom hole there where the heater pipes went through. Might need to weld that up. Just playing around with a center console box. It's just a rough at the moment. Oh, it messed up these beads. This cross seems to work alright. Obviously they cut it lower, and probably need some more material. I might leave a gap there for pipes, but I should really have it going to the floor there. So maybe I'll cut the bottom off. Alright, anyway, that's what I'm working on. Excuse that death metal in the background. I had the springs on backwards. I was lining up the rubbers directly when of course they spring up and bend up like that, and that means the rod clears nicely. Look at that, turret ends, it's going to miss the engine, which is fantastic news. The reason I found it was backwards because I was putting the shock absorbers on and they didn't fit.